Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh. Welcome to the segment of Code Gurbani's a-sabad-a-day. Our recitation for today is from Gauri Mahalla Panjwa. Samat Nirmal Kahiyat Dhir, Ram Rasayan Pivat Beer. हर के चरण हिरदे कर ओट, जन्म मरण ते होवत छोट रहाओ। सो तन निर्मल जित उपजै न पाप, राम रंग निर्मल प्रताप। साध संग मिट जात बेकार, सबते ऊच एहो उपकार। प्रेम भगत राते गोपाल, नानक जाचै साध रवाल। प्रेम भगत राते गोपाल, नानक जाचै साध रवाल। The central message in this passage, this Shabad, is Har ke charan hriday kar oot, janam maran te hovat chhot rahao. Har ke charan hriday kar oot, make Hari ke charan your oot, that is to say, make self-knowledge the support of your heart. Instill self-knowledge in your heart. And then what happens? Janam maran te hovat chot. Free yourself from the delusion of birth and death. So the Guru says, when I instilled in my heart the support of the knowledge of the heart self, I freed myself from the delusion of birth and death. So the idea here is that when we look at the world from the perspective of Haume, then we labor under the delusion that there is birth and death, whereas in essence, nothing dies, nothing really takes birth, because it's all a coming and going. Things come into view and they then disperse from one's view. But that is the delusion under which we labor. So in order to fix that, the Guru says, in order to have the true perspective, which in itself is our goal, he says, Samat Nirmal Kahiyat Dhir, Ram Rasayan Pivat Beer. Samat Nirmal, to make. So mat is used for the intellect, it's used for the mind, it is used for knowledge, it is used for understanding, various ways. Here, it's being used for wisdom. That wisdom which is nirmal. Nir is without, mal is mal, which means dirt. So the question is, what sort of dirt can wisdom have? And the dirt, so to speak, the thing that fogs the wisdom is Haume. So really, this is a pointed reference to the fact that we want nirmal mat, because our mat is not nirmal. The wisdom that is innate in us is fogged, if you will, by Haume. And for that, the Guru says, Ram Rasayan Pivat Beer. So translated in the following way, the whole pankti. They who drink the elixir of self-knowledge achieve immaculate wisdom. They become courageous, fearless, and steadfast. So bir is used for brother, brethren, but bir also has the connotation of being courageous, to be full of valor. The same with kahiyat. Kahiyat is essentially to speak, but it also connotes fearlessness. And that is what we've chosen to go with, because it seems as though that is the state of being nirvair that is being aimed at. And dhir used for patience, but also for steadfastness and poise. So the Guru has used a rasayan to indicate that this is an alchemical process, if you will. They've used that terminology to signify the power of the Shabad to transfigure the mind by dissolving its haume. Ram rasayana pivat bir. So when you drink self-knowledge, which is a rasayan, then you transfigure the haume, you dissolve it, and the self emerges. Nirmal, of course, we've talked about being free of mal, so the word we've used is immaculate, which is free from flaws. What that means is that the mind becomes immaculate. In other words, it is freed from its prevarications, its perversions, its deceptions, and obtains a vision that is not obstructed by its inbuilt bias and prejudice or narcissistic hang-ups. The vision that becomes clear. So tan nirmal, the Guru goes on to say, jit upaje na paap, ram rang nirmal pratap. So tan, here the reference is to the body, saying not only the mind, but the body is purified. How does that happen? It happens when your embodiment is not misled by the urges of the body, of the body. Sensory pleasure doesn't overtake you. Upajena pap. In other words, you're not led astray. And the person who is in that state, Ram Rang, that is one who is imbued in the color of Ram, that is to say, one is driven by self-knowledge, guided by self-knowledge. Nirmal Pratap, impeccable, says the Guru, is the majesty and dignity. That is what Pratap means, of those who are imbued in the love of the Ram self. This is a state that he's describing. And this comes about through sad-sang. Sad-sang mit jaat bikar, sabte uj eho upakar. Sad-sang, tutelage of the enlightener. The Guru is saying here, under the tutelage of the sad enlightener, the mind is freed of its afflictions. Mit jat bekar. Bekar technically means modifications of the mind, which means the mind's inner chatter stops. And because the chatter stops, you've disengaged conceptually from feelings of pleasure or pain. And that, the Guru says here, is the unmatched charity that we get from the enlightener. Nothing can quite match this. It's a gift, but it's matchless. In conclusion, the last verse says, Prem Pagat Rate Gopal Nanak Jacha Sad Raval. Gopal, the protector of cows, literally that's what it means, but here it's a reference to the creator, the protector of the universe. Prem Pagat, devotion that is filled with love. Nanak Jacha, Jacha is to look for, investigate, try to find. Sad Raval, Raval is the dust, in other words, the teachings. So Nanak seeks the wisdom of those evolved individuals who are colored in the love of the Master. That's the instruction for us. That's the starting point. On that note, until the next time, Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh.